Mcintosh YouTube show. We're here at Smash Park. I want to thank them for letting us use this venue, and I'm going to introduce my guests starting on my left. We have Sarah Nevins with Winterland. We have Emmett, who's doing a whole lot of things. He's going to talk about that in moments. Steve Kerr and Carlos Sims with Freedom Coffee. We have Emily Jones, who's doing a whole lot with Celebrate the Parks and Turn Around the Arts, and DK, who's involved in a whole lot, who will get into that as well. But I'm going to start with Sarah. Sarah, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Okay, my name is Sarah Nevins, and I am a member of Winterland, Grateful Dead tribute band, and Winterland travels all over Iowa and a little bit into Illinois. We have 8 members, and we rotate a little bit depending on who's available, and everybody is exceptionally talented and loves the Grateful Dead. So it's a great honor for me to be able to sing in that band. I'm a singer, and we have, like I said, several members, all of them very talented and dedicated to the project. So I've been, a musical person since about 10, and I was very honored to be asked to be a part of this band.
I mean, we're sticking with the music thing, talking to you. You're doing so much, and we only have an hour, so condense it.
Yeah, it's great to hear you playing music and living your truth. My passion is hip hop, acting, and poetry, and I make my living doing those things. I work with Oak Ridge Neighborhood and teach some creative arts programs focused on helping youth find their voice and just instilling value in the arts. As you know, we don't have as much exposure to the arts as we used to, so I do my best to work with organizations like Culture All, Movement 515, ASTEP, which is a national organization, the United States Department of Arts and Culture, all arts and activism-based organizations to just push this forward and keep arts and culture at the forefront of the city and wherever else I can look.
Stephen and Carlos, Freedom Coffee, a lot going on there, right?
Yeah, a lot going on.
Yes.
So we manage the coffee shop, and so we are a coffee shop, but we also do work training as well. So we want to provide training for youth and young adults. With skills, so they're marketable, they're able to get livable wages. So that's what we do. We sling coffee and try to provide hope. So,
Yes.
That's what it's all about. I know you work for Chuck's Restaurant, but you're doing so much more.
I own Chuck's Restaurant. I've been there for about 5 years, but I'm here more to talk about Celebrate the Parks, which is a street event. This will be our second year that we're putting this on, and it's very youth and art focused. Everything is free. We'll have bounce houses. Last year we gave away 50 bikes, so the bicycle co-op gives us 50 bicycles. Blink Children's Hospital provides the helmets. We have the Turner Arts program that will be doing numerous performances with the kids. There's partying. They changed their name this year, but they're a what is it called? Breakdancing group.
Okay.
So they'll be performing. We have a Latino little group that'll be performing also. Just very, very youth and art focused.
DK, you're heavily involved in music as well. Talk about that.
Yes, I'm a hip hop artist here in Des Moines, and I'm just learning how to get into my community and actually be able to use my voice as a hip hop artist. I've become the music director at the DSMV Coffee Company, where we're doing a lot in the community as far as bringing events, trying to stay woke, get people to wake up as far as things on the environment, things on social justice, different things like that, and also work with ASAP, where we try to keep the arts alive as well. That's what we're trying to do is make sure that our community can make sure we're putting arts on the front line.
And my next question, I'm going to throw out to anybody who wants to answer it, but you're all involved in the arts in some way, shape, or form. We're seeing in schools that arts are slowly going away. Music maybe once a week, art classes maybe once a week, but those are slowly fading into the background. So how important is it, whether you're performing, whether you're teaching, whether you're engaging, how important is it for kids to have this avenue or outlet to express their artistic side?
I've seen programs growing around the city and scholarship opportunities growing, and I'd say that children and families who feel like they may not be able to afford a camp or afford a program should look into scholarship opportunities. My girls have been in a program called Girls Rock Des Moines for several years, and yes, and yeah, shout out to Sarah Rouse.
Yeah.
So there are scholarship opportunities there, and probably with so many organizations, and I really feel like, you know, that families who may not be able to afford the tuition should look into scholarship opportunities, and you know, and also give, if you can, to these, you know, to the opportunities for children, you know, whether it's dance, you know, any kind of art, music, singing, you know, because it's being pulled out of schools at such a, you know, crazy rate, and I'm afraid that it's going to dissipate entirely unless people get really serious.
And that's where all of you come in, because if it dissipates entirely, it's going to be up to people like you to keep it going, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I gotta give Freedom Blend and Coffee a big shout out, because you guys are creating a platform for youth that I'm able to tap into, because I'm going to be working with Robert on the Iowa Teen Hip Hop Coalition. And we're looking to throw concerts, teach artists marketable skills and entrepreneurship skills that go behind being an artist, because we know what's going on with the schools and how they're taking out arts, and we're choosing to take that upon ourselves. So I really appreciate organizations like ASAP that DK is working with, Movement 515, all of these great things. We have to take on the responsibility if we're going to keep the arts alive.
Is there pressure with that, though, with arts slowly dying in the schools? Is there, you feel the pressure that someone, you have to get out there and get the kids involved in arts?
And you know how hard it is to compete with the Xboxes and the PlayStation. It's like it's
and the
tough.
cell phones.
Yes, I'm the oldest of 8 siblings, and you know, I'm you know, trying my best to be active in their life, to be able to provide things. You know, like my brother, he's 16, he goes to East High School, and we were doing some martial arts. We work on music, and he's just like, brother, if you didn't have me doing this, I don't know what I'd be doing. You know, so it's like, you know, they just don't even know what to do. You know, so it's like they pick up the game. That's easy for them to do. You know, and you know, I find it very important to make sure that that's not the thing that they're picking up. That they're picking up something that's actually going to give them benefits for their future. You know, so some personal skills, stuff like that. So.
How important is it not only to have these options or opportunities for the kids, but for the kids to become involved and engaged and want to do these things?
I think once you put it out there, they definitely want to be into it. They're just not, they don't have they need that creative outlet. You know, I mean, you can't sit there and do math all day long.
I'm looking for opportunities like outside of school where there's all ages shows going on, and you know, their Central Iowa Music Lab has been really great for Des Moines, and they put on all ages shows around town to show children what other kids have accomplished in music, and kids that have started out with very little to no musical experience end up with the basics and then in a band, and that band might grow and stay together outside of the music lab. And I think it's just a matter of taking seriously looking into the opportunities that are around us, you know. And Des Moines is a small city, but there's surprisingly, you know, a healthy number of these kind of opportunities if you get serious about looking.
Yes.
How important is it for Freedom Blend Coffee to kind of tap into that desire, that need?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about coffee, like coffee, the thing that I love about coffee is it brings so many people together, right? There's every culture in the world has some form of coffee. I think it's similar to art. Every culture in the world has some form of art, whether it's music, painting, dance, you name it. And so if we can at Freedom tap into that, like you said, and even teach young adults and students what does it look like to own your art, you know, to not just create it, but also like create it and use it in a way that you can benefit from it. We're all about that. So I love the fact that we're able to partner with different organizations to host open mic nights or poetry nights, and and yeah, come alongside them and be like, hey, you have a really good gift at this. Let's try to make it something more. So.
Did it make sense for Freedom Blend to tap into this, given the fact that people drink coffee, they congregate at coffee shops? Did this just make sense for Freedom Blend?
Yeah, I think it really did. I think it was an easy opportunity to engage our community in a positive way, and just be a place that people will congregate, and so why not give them something, and a form of entertainment or a form of expression that they might not know exists. So we have people coming to our coffee shop that don't know the situation in the arts with in schools, and so if we can combine the students that want to perform, and bring in people outside that maybe didn't know was even going on, I think that's a win. So.
And how important is it for that variety, whether it's dance, whether it's rock, whether it's rap, whether it's that variety? How important is that to draw kids in, to keep kids in, and to keep people engaged?
I really love the opportunity to expose kids to multiple forms of art, like show them theater, show them poetry, show them hip hop, because all of those are going to expand your horizons and your opportunities, you know? And a lot of kids aren't going to know what they have an affinity for until they're thrown in a situation where they get to do that, you know? So I love, exposing them to more so they have more chances to make connections.
Anyone else want to add to that?
Yeah.
I think that when a child goes from, beginning something like that, and then eventually they can own that by calling themselves, I'm a dancer, I'm a writer, I'm a musician, There's a lot of people, children and, all ages of people who have these talents, but they haven't been nurtured. And then eventually when they can, own that, and, to me that is a big, that says something really big, when they can call themselves what their passion has been. And that happened to me as a kid, once I started saying, I'm a guitar player, I'm a singer, that really gave me a lot of, it just changed the way I look at myself, and, gave me a lot more self-respect and confidence to be able to say that,
I think it's important to have something like that to identify with, because we have all these other labels that people will go through no matter what color, what race. People are called all these different things, so to be able to identify yourself as just a hip hop artist, now you get to channel that energy into just that, or or whatever else your title is, so.
Sarah touched on what got her started just a few minutes ago. I want to ask everyone else at the table, what got them started on the path they're on right now? Anyone?
Yeah.
I think for me, my growing passion for the art started. So growing up, I played baseball and football, and those were easy outlets and expressions to get into, especially for a young man. Then when I got into high school, started getting into theater, and that wasn't an expectation for me growing up, but something I was very excited about and very passionate about. So that's kind of grown, and my love and appreciation for music as well. And so for me, it was something that I didn't see coming, but was very influential in my life, and so it's kind of grown in our wanting to pursue that for students at the coffee shop.
Amazing.
Anyone else? How big it started?
Yeah, I come from a rough background, and around the age of 19, 18, I actually realized that music kept me so focused off of all that other stuff that I was going through, and it just played such a big role for me as therapy, as medicine for my life, that I was just like, there's just no way I can't continue to use my life and use my voice to help other people have that same opportunity, to be able to have, to be able to understand that music can guide us through those hard times, So I wanted to be able to take that and take it to the next level,
Emmett, Emily, want to chime in?
Yeah.
What got you started?
So DK, I hope you forgive me for telling this story, but part of my introduction to the arts was battle rap, and just using rap as a creative tool for entertainment and for even combat. It was like it was like a sword fighting to me. I was in the hallways, I'm at the parties, I'm in the car on the car rides, we're rapping, we're doing this all the time, and it was just such a way to bring people together. And DK actually, and I even forgot about this, but DK reminded me that one time in the hallway, you know, I'm having a little freestyle session entertaining some students, and DK comes up and he catches some bars for me. You know, like so it's just a way to build, it was a way to build community, a creative exercise. I just love that about it, you know, and it gave me life, you know, and I never would have known that I would be able to make a living doing and teaching these arts.
Emily?
I've always been into arts. Growing up, I always loved painting, and I played violin growing up. I was always in choir, and now that the restaurant's established, because I've been there for 5 years, in the beginning I was stuck there for continuous time, but now I have more time to get into the community, and I also have a baby, so I bring her everywhere with me. So, except for today, she's sleeping. So now I have the time. But now I have time to do volunteer opportunities and, you know, get into the community around shops and help it grow.
What's next for everybody at the table? I mean, you're doing things now. Do you see it growing? Do you see it expanding? Do you see more need, less need? Do you see people wanting to support what you do?
Yeah, I just want to touch on the topic of things like Freedom Blend Coffee, DSM Brew, Chuck's. These corporations are allowing us to have the finances that we need to be able to continue to fund the arts. So I find it very important to not only be very active with the culture, but active in the corporate. So the corporate can actually fund the culture. So that's kind of my next step, and that's kind of where I want to grow to. And I'm seeing everybody at this table kind of doing the same thing, in the community.
Emmett, I see you snapping quite a few times when people say something like, what does a snap mean?
Oh man, that's just poet culture, man. Spoken word culture. Just growing up in the slams. Shout out to Movement 515 because they're teaching young high schoolers how to hone the poetic spirit, and creating really big and awesome platforms for them. But as far as what's next for me, in collaboration with Global Scope Booking and Freedom Blend Coffee, we're providing a platform for young artists under 21, starting April 26th, to participate in the Dream Big concert series. And that's going to be all about young artists, whether you're a hip hop artist, country, poet, whatever your inspiration is. That's going to be the platform starting on the 26th. So once again, we're very grateful. And we also have a Poetry Hop concert series where we get together with the pure spoken word poets and the MCs that really love their craft. And you get to hear a lot of a cappella work, as well as, the dynamics of a full hip hop set. And that will be on the 25th at the Gaslamp. So those are the two events that's coming up. We'd love for everyone to come out.
And Sarah, you're performing right here at Smash Park on the 19th, right?
That's right.
What can people expect when they come out?
Really good time. I see, all the joy that happens here anyway, and then I find people coming from their games over to listen to the music, kind of going back and forth, or maybe, I've been here with another band that I'm in, James Bean Band, and it's a really good time, and I find that there's just a lot of joy and happiness around. And kids can come and they bring something entirely different, and when the kids are here, they're not afraid to dance and have a good time, and they'll start bringing their parents up, and so it's a blast here, and I think people can expect to hear a lot of the Grateful Dead for sure, and also just an excellent time in general.
What's coming up with Freedom Blend?
Yeah, I mean the Dream Big series. That is, I don't know if you mentioned, it is 6 to 9.
Yep.
Cover at the door, but yeah. My hope is that we can do more stuff like this. Yeah, we're in process right now trying to plan some summer concert series. We had one last summer that was really, really great. So we want to do that again. We just got to get some artists on the books and get it all figured out. Any artists that want to perform, yeah, come on over. Yeah, send me an email.
Website they can go to.
Yeah, so
give it to us.
Yeah, so my email is csims@freedomblendcoffee.com. Just email me and we can talk details.
Yeah. Is there a Facebook page as well?
Yes.
To check out information?
Freedom Blend Coffee. Yeah, on Facebook.
Instagram /Freedom Blend Coffee. Yeah. Yeah. So.
You guys ever thought about expanding? We need a coffee shop on the north side.
We're a year and a half
bad.
old.
Yeah.
Give us
Yeah.
a little
I
time.
know.
We'll see what we
I
can
know.
do.
We definitely want to.
I get that question all the time about trucks. I'm like, I'm never
bet.
running two spots. Not happening. Way too much fun.
Emily, what's coming up with Celebrate the Parks and Turn Around the Arts?
Celebrate the Parks is going to be May 19th. It's Sunday from 12 to 4. So there's this, last year we had, it's called Wiki Furniture. The city has bought this type of furniture. It's made out of plywood, but it's put together without nails or anything. So we're going to have the whole alley of trucks is going to be set up to try and bring a coffee shop, because we're going to have like an idea of, we would like something like that. They're just, our businesses on the north side have just kind of, they're dwindling. Like, I mean, you walk down the street on a Monday afternoon and there is nothing open. So we're kind of focusing on trying to bring more businesses over there. Right now we're going through the city to get Euclid down to 3 lanes to kind of make it more like Beaverdale or Ingersoll, just because people go like 50 miles an hour down Euclid, and we want them to stop. And it's one of the oldest districts in the entire area of Des Moines, and so we want people to realize that there is potential here. We just need help with it.
And Chuck's is such a big name that people know about Chuck's,
Yeah.
but they may not know about the other things in the area.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're trying to bring more businesses to the area just before. I have a bad feeling that, we're going to end up with a Get and Go on the corner or a Quick Trip, and it's going to come in and just knock everything down. So the city's working on the corner building, which I don't know if you guys like, Aqualand's on the one corner, and then there's that apartment building right there it was built in, I think, 1905. And the city's working on purchasing that right now and remodeling it, but it's like a $2 million project. So it's, yeah. But yeah.
DK, what do you have coming up?
Well, I'm a host. I host the open mic every Thursday, 7 to 10 p.m. But I'm also performing for the Poetry Hop on the 25th. I'll be doing a set of mine. I'm very excited to do that. I got some creative stuff that I've been working on that I'm just excited to bring to the people. Other than that, I'm just waiting for the next thing to come up. We got just things aligned for the summer. But the biggest thing right now is the Poetry Hop. So be there. That is, I believe it's 9 to 1.
Yes,
9 to 1 a.m. at the Gas Lamp. There's going to be a lot of wonderful performers there. I'm excited for that.
If people want more information about what you're doing, do you have Facebook, a website? Do you have
Yes.
email,
So my
all that
name's
stuff?
DK, but that's my initials. Dion Kelly is how you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on the website, getwoke.com, the DSM Brew website. You can my email is dk@getwoke.com.
Emmett, website information, Facebook, all that for people
Yes,
who are looking to find what you are doing.
Yes, thank you. Look me up on Facebook for sure. Emmett Phillips, EMMETT Phillips, PHILLIPS. And hit me up on Instagram, because I really like to show people the things I do outside of music. Like I work with a lot of youth. There's a lot of other things in the community I like to bring attention to. So on Instagram, it's EPIZFRDE. EP is free on Instagram, and they can see the whole movement. It's more than just music. Artists should care about their community and what's going on. So you'll see all of that.
Okay, Emily, do you have Facebook information, or if people want to follow the band? Give me all that, please.
Yes, so Winterland has a Facebook page, and Winterland, I think, band fan, and you can look up upcoming shows and watch videos of what we've done in the past, and we stay pretty busy, so yeah, we would love to see more, because I'm the Des Moines member, and we have so many people from Eastern Iowa, really trying to get, we've got a pretty good following here in Des Moines. We always play the first Thursday of the month at the Yacht Club here in Des Moines, and we've been playing like, New Year's Eve shows. Last couple of New Year's, we've been at the Vaudeville Muse, and so, yeah, we're around Des Moines quite a bit more than we have been, and yeah.
All right. We're going to take a short break here. We're back with much more in just a few minutes. This is the Marcus Mcintosh YouTube Show. Good job, everybody. Welcome back to the Marcus Mcintosh YouTube show. We are here with Sarah Nevin. She's with the band Winterland and does many other things as well. Emmett, he's a master of all trades. Stephen Kerr, and we have Carlos Sims. They're both with Freedom Blend Coffee. Emily Jones, owner of Chuck's Restaurant, is doing so much to help the youth to celebrate the arts and turn around the arts. And DK, another hip-hop artist who does a little bit of everything. And Sarah, I want to get back to you because music apparently runs in your family. I'm hoping you want to talk about this. You have your daughters who are going to be performing at 8035 and they're billed separately, right?
Right.
How exciting is that to have your daughters on something as big as 8035?
It's extremely exciting. They have they've been learning music for several years, and they've been involved in girls rock and been students of the Central Iowa Music Lab. But they were asked to be just independent performers this year, and like I said, yeah, look down on the small print. You'll see their names, Adeline and Greta Akers, and they're going to play some together and some separately. And yes, I'm incredibly blessed for that. My music has come through my family, and these girls are excelling beyond what I could have ever hoped to be. So,
And they're teenagers, which is,
Yeah.
just blows me away.
14 and 17.
14 and 17. I mean, everybody else involved in music, that's kind of, you start at a young age like that, don't you? It's not something you just all of a sudden wake up maybe in your 20s and think, I want to do music, right? Or it could it happen like that?
Yeah, it really depends on people's exposure. DK, when were you like thrown into it?
Man, I started writing lyrics at the age of 9. you know.
9?
I mean, that's when I started writing. Getting called out in class, like, "What are you doing?" I'm writing a song. Well, now you got to perform it in front of everybody. It's like, dang, okay, I'm just a 5th grader, and now I'm singing about the girl next to me in front of the whole class.
Now she knows about that crush, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, man. I kind of had to sneak the hip hop in, like in the household, because a lot of the hip hop I like the Lil Wayne I was bumping and the Jay Z, it had words in it. My parents, if they would have heard it, I would have smacked up. So I had to kind of sneak my way into it, and I did it more like at school and than I could do it in the house.
Is anyone here surprised at how, maybe not a hub of the arts, but there's a lot of artistic people, there's a lot of artistic ways to express themselves, a lot of different venues here in Des Moines, in Central Iowa, to get that creative outlet going. Anybody surprised by that?
I didn't realize how much was actually in the city until I got active in the city. I was like, whoa, like there's actually people professional at what they do, and I just didn't even know. It's because of my lack of getting out there.
Carlos, Stephen?
Yeah, there's always something going on. I've been in Des Moines about 3 years now, and I'm amazed at the shows that come through, the plays that come through. There's always concerts happening, big concerts, small concerts. So I was surprised. There's always something artistic going on here. So even 8035 and some of the other festivals that's happening here. I was looking at the lineup this year, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is like a legit concert. So it's been really cool.
Emily, are you surprised that there's so much being offered here? I mean, I know you volunteer and try to do things to push the arts and then push people and young people to get involved. Does it surprise you that there's all these avenues and opportunities?
I think it's kind of like what he was saying. Once you get involved, you realize how big the scene has actually gotten in Des Moines. I think it's definitely grown over, even just the last 5 years. It's just expanded so much. It really, I don't feel like 10 years ago, like when I was growing up volunteering and doing stuff like that, it really wasn't a big scene. But also, it's like we were talking about before, it was in our schools. Like going to Hoover, I had, an art class, I had gym, I had all that stuff that I could go and do. And once it got out of the schools, I think we realized that we have to have it around in order to make our youth, hopeful. I think, and I think that they can actually realize that you can grow up and make a living off of the arts. It's not just a hobby; it's a way of life.
So I'm going to ask everyone at the table, what keeps you here in Des Moines instead of maybe going to a Kansas City, or Chicago, or Nashville, or New York, or Los Angeles to express your creative side, or maybe try to be bigger?
I mean, I get paid to literally do music in a positive way. I would have never known as a hip hop artist, I always wanted to be famous, but and I thought I had to be in clubs and big concerts. But I go to schools, I go to churches, I go to places that need a positive influence, and I get to pay my bills that way. I get to pay my bills by hosting an open mic and allowing people to come in and and build their craft. So I just appreciate that I don't have to go into the club scene in order to get paid, doing music.
I mean, you do national things, but yet you stay right here in Des Moines, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I do love to bring Des Moines with me when I'm in New York, when I'm in Chicago, New Orleans. I love to go to those places as someone who is heavily invested in his own community. And the real reason why I choose to stay here is a sense of responsibility. I'm here, I've grown up here, I've been influenced here, my mentors are here, my family chose to locate here. So who would I be, as a man if I just walked away from that, and didn't do my part. So I love the talent that stays here. I appreciate you staying here. I appreciate all you, I love that. So we should have every city be a hub in its own right, that's worth going to.
Now, Carlos, you mentioned you've only been here about 3 years. What brought you here and what keeps you here?
Yeah, so originally what brought me here was, to Iowa was a job. So I'm originally from Florida, and I think...
How'd you like this past winter?
This is sort of too soon. No. But I think what keeps me in Des Moines is, really the community and the people. Like that, I say this all the time that I came to Iowa thinking I'll be here for a couple of years, and then 5 years later, it's like Iowa's giving me this really big bear hug and hadn't let me go. So it's just the community, the people, things like this. People who care about the community, who are invested in their community. It's like, I want to be a part of that as well. So that's what keeps me here.
What keeps you here?
Very similar to what Carlos said, the community is huge. I actually moved to Denver, Colorado out of college for about 5 years. And then what drew me back was that the community and the people and family and the love that I have here in Des Moines. And, so I've been other places, but there's nothing quite like it. Des Moines is unique in a lot of ways, and I love that as far as arts and music go, I do know people and have connections, and I've been able to make friendships and build relationships with people in this city because it's big, but it's not too big. You can get to know a lot of people here, which is really cool.
Sarah, same question for you. Maybe why not move to Iowa City, that area, closest to your band members?
Yeah. Well, I have family here. My roots are here. Everyone that I love is here. I'm also in a band, the James Bean Band, which is here in Des Moines. And my sister, major priority to me. She lives in West Des Moines. My grandmother. I just can't imagine moving away. I don't know that I would have the beauty and the connection. I can't imagine moving away from Des Moines. I could maybe move away from Des Moines, but not too far, because I want to stay very close to my people.
Emily, same question for you. I know you own Chuck's restaurant, but
Yeah,
you're
I'm
involved
stuck
in doing
here.
things.
Unless I sell the restaurant, I'm here. We just celebrated our 5-year anniversary that we own the place. So I couldn't imagine unless we sell the restaurant, we are going to be here forever. And like she said, I have family, friends. Everybody I know is here. So I like to travel, but I'll always live here.
I guess I'll answer that question as well. I came here 19 years ago when my kids were little. I just had 3 boys at the time. I told my wife 3 years when this contract is up, we're out of here. But then we stayed.
You got that bear hug.
Some reason, I don't know how, but my wife got pregnant again. We had a daughter, and now my boys are in their 20s. My daughter's 16, and she's heavily involved in Run DSM, a movement. What is it?
Yeah, Run DSM.
She's
movement
heavily involved in
5.
both of those. So that's what kind of kept me here, and so I guess
Are they all
I'm
still here too?
They're all still here. My boys are in college in the eastern part of the state, but my oldest son lives here in Des Moines, and my daughter's 16 and a junior in high school. So I guess I fell in love with Des Moines, or got stuck here, or just didn't want to leave. So
Amazing.
the same question. I'll answer the same question.
Great.
Is there anything we need? I know there's a lot going around. There's a lot of music venues. There's a lot of ways for people to express themselves creatively and artistically. Is there something we need here? Is there anything that's
Actually,
missing?
over on the north side, we are the Parks Area Foundation, which I'm a board member on. We're building that venue right down the street, so it's across. It's the old island where the amusement park used to be.
Riverview Park.
Yeah, that's going to start being built next summer. So that's going to be an outdoor venue.
Okay.
I think it should house up to like 5,000 or 6,000 people, but it's going to be an outdoor concert venue. Like it'll be like Simon Estes on steroids.
Is there frustration with that? Because I did a story 3 years ago talking about, okay, this is what's coming to Riverview Park. They're rebuilding, they're changing everything. And I'm kind of at the point where I'm thinking, is this ever going to happen? Because we talked to people. I've done at least 2 stories on it. My last one was 3 years ago, and I was excited to see it and see plans. So
It was
at
a
what
lot of
point-
fundraising. The city's
Okay.
taking it over now, which might either delay it but it was a lot of fundraising. I mean, it's like a $2.5 million project, so it was a lot of grants and like Prairie Meadows did a grant and quite a few other people. So now we've kind of turned it over to the city, and the city is the one that's going to start doing it.
And that can serve as a destination for the north side where people will go there, but check out other things in the area as
Well,
well.
and hopefully, since it's right along the bike trail, we're hoping it'll be more. Because one of the problems we're having, and this is what we want to do in the next couple years, is make the north side a more walkable bike riding. I mean, we have all those schools right there, and the kids that walk home from Oak Park Elementary, when they're out on that corner at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's a nightmare. Yeah, and so we want to make it more like hopefully get bike lanes. We can't get bike lanes on Euclid, but just since that venue will be right off the bike trail, we're hoping it'll be more like a destination, but more not driving the car there.
Anyone else want to chime in? What is there something Des Moines is missing or Central Iowa's missing in terms of the arts that we need, that we could use, or that we could likely see in the future?
I mean, the biggest thing that I think we need is just to raise the bar for our artists, our performers, for the people who are involved in the community, and just constantly raise that bar to the next level. You know, to bring that seriousness that we really need to get the job done. I mean, that's the biggest thing I see that we need.
Yeah, and to chime in on that, what DK said about how you didn't know about all the things that were going on in Des Moines until you got active. I want to see more activity from people, whether it's going to shows or being in shows and hosting shows. Because I think there's a lot of great things people are doing in the city, but we need more energy from the supporters to make those things more viable. You know, so I would love to see just more people, more awareness about events, and just more participation with the community.
Has this area, I'm not asking everyone, has this area changed from someplace you want to come for a few years and get your feet wet and then move on to something bigger? Or is this area now a destination, or you hope it's a destination where people want to come, lay some roots, and practice their trade, whether it's music, dance, whatever?
I want to add this to that question.
Okay.
So the American Civil Liberties Union is doing a national tour to celebrate 100 years of service. And they chose Des Moines as their Midwest stop over Chicago, Minneapolis, St. Louis. Okay, this national tour, and it's going on the 11th and 12th, but that is a symbol that Des Moines has risen, you know, and it's on the map. So this is a destination for people to come, park, plant, and grow. So absolutely. Yeah.
Anyone else feel the same way or feel differently?
Feel that?
You know, because who'd have thought the Civic Center would get Hamilton?
Oh yeah.
I mean, and that was sold out basically
I gotta see that
automatically. And
actually.
the shows that come here,
NCAA tournament.
exactly. And it's more than once for the NCAA tournament. So this is a place where people want to come and stay. Friends of yours that don't live here, what are their thoughts on the area and the thoughts that, you know, you're staying or you come back to this area?
Well, I know a lot of people think it's boring. You know, they think there's not a lot of stuff going on. They think it's a lot of farmlands. Most people don't even know that there's a city. You know, so it's like that you know, once we let them know that there is a city in Des Moines, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in that city. There's a lot of stuff that we're constantly doing.
Combined with a sense of community, because we're a city with, you know, we're a smaller city, but we have, like you said, more and more going on every few years. I feel like there's more opportunities. There's another organization. There's, you know, more spaces being used for those. and more spaces being created for those opportunities. So it's growing, and there's a lot more culture here than people realize. And you know, I find it to be, maybe it's just the people that I surround myself with, but open-minded people who want these things, you know, and want to flourish and are willing to go out of their way a little bit to make that happen. I see more people volunteering for things that they're passionate about all the time, and I think it's a matter of, you know, asking your community, what can you do to help with what you feel the passion for, because it doesn't just happen out of nowhere, you know.
Is part of that the people who are here making this area what it is? Because you go to other parts of the country and you say hello to someone and they look at you like you're crazy. Here in Iowa, everybody says hello. If you're driving by somebody, you get a 2-finger up the steering wheel, and you know people will let you in if you're trying to, you know, to merge into traffic. Where other areas, it's a battle. It's a game to take you out. So, is that part of it? The people here who just make this area what it is?
Yeah, I think it's you know, what makes it just a beautiful thing here in Des Moines is that you get that balance of, you get the nice people, the people who are actually like, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. How about you? And then we also are building the arts as well. So we're going to have that balance. You know, I've gone to California, gone to New York, but those places are just places I like to visit. Those aren't places I picture living and being at. But here, you know, I kind of get the best of both worlds, you know.
Could you have brought Freedom Blend Coffee to a Los Angeles, a Chicago, a Miami, a New York, and have the success you're having now at this same point?
I don't know if we could. I don't think I'd want to. You know, I love being a part of the community we're in, and yeah, I grew up here. I know this city, and I love it. And so this is where I want to build and dig deep roots. And so I don't know if we could anywhere else, but I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, it would feel so much more different. Yeah, I mean the fact that we're doing things to intentionally involve our community, I think that would be a little different in a bigger city. And I mean, bigger maybe, but just the way that Des Moines is, like you said, the people, the Iowa nice, like you said, it's just true. I bring family members to Iowa, and you know, they're like, "Oh, this is not what I expected, but I like what I experienced." And so I think that's really telling of the place. So.
Emily, could you see yourself buying a restaurant in some bigger city?
Not having to be successful. Maybe. No, I don't think we could. I don't know. Like I said before, I like traveling, but Iowa just feels like home. I mean, the amount of regulars we have at our restaurant is, I mean, we have one guy that comes in 4 times a week. We're open 5 days a week. So, I mean, we just have that support system where, I mean, everybody knows each other. We have one guy that comes in on Friday nights, and when we get super busy, he's out there busting tables for us. Like, and he's having beers at the bar, and I'm like, stop it. So it's that I can rely on our customers. So.
We're going to start to wrap things up, but Emmett, I want to ask you about the Dream Big concert series.
Yes. Once again, Freedom Blend Coffee is our host, and this is the beginning of something we want to do pretty often. We know a lot of artists, they need places to hone their skills, just like the DSM Brew is a place to get better, but it's also, we want to focus on the education and the mentoring aspect as well. So 26, Freedom Blend Coffee, 6 to 9 p.m., that'll be the place. Artists under 21, any genre is accepted.
And Sarah, I'm going to ask you one more time. You have a performance coming up on Friday the 14th. I believe it's the 14th. 19th. Here, right here at Smash Park.
Yep.
Talk about that.
Birthday show.
Oh, you're turning 17, right?
Yeah, 41, but you're close. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. Don't forget to bring the kids.
Okay. Emily, what do you have coming up?
My birthday's the 23rd.
You're turning 17.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am. Yes. We have live music every Friday and Saturday night. We do a lot of jazz. Besides that, I mean, Celebrate the Parks is going to be the main thing I'm focused on here for the next 6-7 weeks. So, or 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, BK and Emmett, I know you guys are poets, so before we go on, is there any chance we can hear some poetry from each of you? I got the clap. I got the snaps.
They got the snaps.
Well, DK, sometimes I find it hard to be human.
It's kind of hard to be human.
sometimes it's really hard to be human.
To spreading love through this art is what we're doing.
Then we go out to the world and really do it. We really do. We really do this, and if you never tried, then you really blew it. Life is a glue stick. Stick to the movement.
You can build your wall brick by brick, but you can't divide us all no matter which you pick. Stop looking for your moment, homie. This is it. If you don't make a difference now, then you gon' wish you did. Yo, the mission is to reach out to kids with this. Use my human experience to make differences. Raise your fist to this. Get up and live to this. Lose yourself into the music. Become
infinite.
All right. DK, Emmett, Sarah, Steven, Carlos, Emily, thanks for joining us. And I'm going to end this with my big gripe, what's under my skin. Schools that are getting rid of the arts, getting rid of art and music, you're making a big mistake. There's talent out there. There's kids that need that. They can't. The reading, writing, arithmetic is very important, but so is the opportunity for these kids to be able to express themselves creatively. Put the arts back in schools. Keep the arts in schools because kids need it and they want it. This is the Marcus Mcintosh YouTube show. We'll see you next time.